Prank phone calls were my childhood extreme sport. No helmet, no seatbelt, just a rotary phone and the raw courage to ask, "Is your refrigerator running?" like I was defusing a bomb with a punchline. I was 10 to 12, that golden era before smartphones, even before caller ID, when a landline was a sword and the phone book was Excalibur. Kids today have apps. I had Yellow Pages and Audacity. I exhausted the classics fast. Is your refrigerator running? Check. Then you better go catch it. Legendary, to me. But then one morning I heard a radio host call a lady to tell her she'd won concert tickets, like life-changing Phil Collins level excitement. And I thought, I could be that voice. I could deliver joy, and then a twist like a pretzel with a moral problem. Enter my alter ego, Ron Bronze, broadcasting live from 83.7 KDING. K-ding. Because the little bell that rings in your head right before you make a bad decision needed branding. So I pull out the phone book, find a married couple, Tim and Sarah, because back then the phone book put both names like a team jersey. Dial, and a woman answers. "Is this Sarah?" "Yes." And I go full radio. "My name is Ron Bronze, calling from 83.7 KDING, and you won $300 in our drawing this morning." Silence. I'm thinking, maybe my voice isn't low enough to be an adult radio host. Maybe I sound like a substitute teacher who lost custody of the markers. Then she screams like I just told her backstage passes came with a mortgage forgiveness. I hand her the pickup details, very official. Tim can grab it at 4732 You Fell For It Lane, and you could hear the hope evacuate her soul. She clocked it, exhaled the truth, and gave me the grand prize. Get a life. Did that stop me? Of course not. I diversified my portfolio like a criminal with a flip chart. Taco Bell was in the news, so I called and asked, "How much are your 59-cent tacos?" Sometimes they'd say 59 cents. Sometimes you could hear the cosmic math of, "That's a good one. Thanks for calling." Like we just traded dad jokes through a drive-through window. I called Domino's. "What's the diameter of your 14-inch pizza?" "It's 14. But I needed the ritual. I called Subway. "How long is your foot long?" 12 inches. America still runs on measurement. Fast food workers had the best sense of humor. Like we were co-authors in a very cheap improv show called He's on the Phone Again. Looking back, I don't even know why I did it so much. Maybe it was the thrill, speed without movement, roller coasters for introverts. There's a special electricity when a stranger says hello, and you decide who you'll be for the next 30 seconds. Hero, villain, or the kid auditioning for both. But revolutions end when technology learns your government name. Years later, I call another lady to sprinkle chaos, and she recites my mother's name and number back to me like she's reading a prophecy off a stone tablet. Caller ID arrived like the bouncer at the Club of Mischief. "Sir, we're gonna need you to take your prank elsewhere." I hung up so fast, my soul got rug burn. That was the day the era ended. No, I wasn't brave. I was fascinated by the weird alchemy where voices could conjure prize money and imaginary addresses and the awkward weight of psych. What I learned is this. Prank calls are stand-up comedy with a dial tone and a guaranteed heckler. And the audience is always one person who didn't buy a ticket and would like their minutes back. As Ron Bronze, I thought I was a radio host, but I was really an unlicensed electrician playing with other people's circuits. And sometimes, yeah, you light up a room. Sometimes you pop a breaker named Sarah. Still, there was love in it. One vivid memory, that microscopic inhale before I'd say the prize. It felt like standing on a diving board over summer. The stillness, the sun, the echo of kids and sprinklers, right before the splash that might be laughter. That inhale was the whole show. And if you're wondering, were you ever original? Absolutely. I invented an address. 4732 You Fell For It Lane. Cross Street, obviously Boulevard. Zone for disappointment with a small shed for regrets. Sometimes Sarah's yelled, sometimes Tim's laughed. Sometimes a Taco Bell cashier gave me a pity giggle like, I will validate your parking in the garage of bad ideas. But a lot of folks were kind. They'd say, that's a good one, and hang up like they just tipped a street magician in nickels. Caller ID didn't just end the bit, it upgraded the mirror. When someone can look at you and say your mother's number, you learn two things. Boundaries are real, and you need a new hobby that doesn't involve federal guidelines. These days, prank calls evolved into prank notifications. No one says, is your refrigerator running anymore? We just get an email. Your package has shipped. From where? Feelings. If I could call 10-year-old me now, I'd say, Ron Bronze, this is corporate bronze from the future, 83.7. KDING, the ding is still a problem. And we're doing okay. The thrill you're chasing is called connection. Try honesty. It has better hold music. Because that's what it was, a thrill over the phone, a way to feel big while I was small, to test how reality bends when you push on it with a dumb idea and a goofy voice. And the best days were when it bounced back as laughter, not just dial tone. So yes, I retired Ron Bronze when caller ID showed up like a librarian with my file. But I still keep the spirit. Less psych, more surprise, I mean it. If I ring you now, it's to say something real, like, you won $300 of my attention, which, adjusted for inflation, is priceless eye contact. And listen, to the workers who answered, the Taco Bell hero who did the math, the Domino's legend who whispered, it's 14, the Subway sage who said, we literally named it Footlong. I salute you. You were co-stars in my low-budget radio drama. Sarah, if you're out there, I hope you got a real prize eventually, the kind you pick up at an address that actually exists. If not, I'll mail you a $300 apology written on a napkin from the food court of personal growth. And if anyone asks, yes, my refrigerator is running. It's sprinting down 4732 You Fell For It lane to pick up the dignity I left at the curb. And it brought caller ID, so Ron Bronze can't prank it again.